Ani kinawaya gerega nimki bidasa indigenous cause quad dodum smuk ndonji she fell on his own nimki sagmuk and with disappointment and disgust. The weekend of February 5th, 6th, 2022, our community of Sagmuk and Anishinaabe witnessed videos circulating on social media platforms that depict young adults mocking the lived experiences of all those who attended what was the Indian residential school system. On video, we see a social gathering occurring at what has been identified as a residence in our neighboring town of Massey, Ontario. At the center of the video is a young adult Massey resident, as well as those with extended membership ties, albeit less association to our community. The young man, inebriated, draped in an Every Child Matters flag, hollering and dancing to drum music, playing in the background while others cheered him on. What we saw in these videos has shaken us emotionally and spiritually, weighing heavy on our minds and even felt in the core of our bodies. They triggered our elders and grandparents as those who hold a living memory of their personal experiences away from home, attending these institutions of coercion, oppression, and subjugation, subsequently dealing with the impacts when they returned home. These videos diminished their experiences and disrespected the memory of those children who never made it home, all in less than 1 minute of footage. They shocked our children and youth as they witnessed the expressions coming from their neighbors, diminishing the experiences of our ancestors and relatives who came before them. With sadness and disappointment, they felt the pain of their grandparents relived in watching a video. They disturbed our families as they relived their traumas and griefs associated with the residential school experience. With love, we reached out to each other to support each other in our community. These videos disturb our people because in what we see as a blatant, intentional disregard for a terrible, shared, and real experience that continues to haunt our families. In them, we see that the shock of finding the first young ones buried in mass unmarked graves in May 2021 has worn off. And our treaty partners find that it is now all right to start allowing themselves to rewrite the Canadian narrative once again, to diminish the experiences of Indigenous people across North America in the context of the Indian residential school system. Seeing this type of behavior calls into serious question our understanding of the commitment of our neighbors in advancing our relationship in the spirit of how we understand and appreciate what reconciliation means. We remind our neighbors and Canadians alike that reconciliation involves a commitment to pursue the truth, to acknowledge what has occurred as an anchor to build trust in our ongoing relationship. There are no more excuses to be made for blatant expressions of hate by anyone. There is no room in a meaningful relationship between Indigenous people and Canadians to have our experiences intentionally disregarded, diminished, or undermined in their importance. We find too that Canadians cannot find room for complacency in the matters concerning the ongoing residential school legacy. Every single individual must be a part of the change that needs to happen for a new, trusting relationship to grow between us. It is not okay to be silent witness to hate anymore. These videos have cast doubt that we are on the road to reconciliation as we turn our attention to work exploring the Indian residential schools in Spanish, as well as challenging our advance for opportunities for growth and wellness in the future. The impact to our people from this activity is definitely not overstated. The intent of presenting this matter is not to shame, but to draw attention and be unequivocally clear that this type of open behavior is not acceptable. We do not seek meaningless words of apology from the perpetrators of hate propaganda, for those words would only respond to the act of being exposed. What is the response of those family mentors who taught such behavior, or that it is okay to demean others who are unlike you? I'm not a psychologist, but aware enough that behavior is learned. I'm not asking anything of the perpetrators or mentors of those involved in this experience, but question, what are your proposed actions to the hundreds of thousands that you have disrespected, disregarded, and further emotionally, mentally, and spiritually abused?